What's the most insane thing someone said to you while cheating on you? Because I still hear her voice every time I think about it. Not the yelling, not the begging, not even the lies. It was one sentence. Calm, condescending. And so perfectly twisted it should be taught in psychology classes. She looked at me, eyes full of fake concern, head tilted like I was some primitive creature who just failed to understand quantum physics, and said, "Why are you acting like a victim? You knew I was still figuring things out." Let that sink in. I had just shown her a text from her ex. "Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you. You suspect anything?" And her response wasn't denial. It wasn't guilt. It was blame. And in that moment, something in me didn't break. It cleared, like a fog lifting after years of walking blind. I didn't feel heartbroken. I didn't feel angry. I felt relieved because finally, after 2 years of excuses, of emotional acrobatics, of being treated like a background character in my own life, I had proof, not just of the affair, but of the mindset, and I realized I wasn't the victim in this story. I was the furniture, the rent-paying, coffee-making, emotionally stable furniture she used as a foundation while she built something wild and messy on top of me. Her name was Clara. We lived together in a nice apartment in the city. On paper, we were fine, great. Even, I had a good job. She was finding herself. I paid the bills, she paid. Well, sometimes she did. Other times, it was a scarcity mindset blocking her abundance flow. That was real. That's what she said. And I let it slide, because at first, it was charming. She was quirky. She burned sage when the Wi-Fi went out. She said my shoes had bad energy, and once made me throw out a perfectly good pair of boots because they weren't aligned with my chakras. Cute, right? Until it wasn't. The red flags weren't subtle. They were neon. They were blinking. They were doing backflips in front of my face, like the time she canceled our anniversary trip because Mercury was in retrograde. And apparently, that meant the universe was personally trying to stop us from boarding a plane, or when she told me she couldn't go to my parents' house for dinner because the energy there is too dense. My mom made lasagna, but the biggest flag, the one I kept ignoring, her ex, Derek, he wasn't just an ex, he was a presence, a ghost in the room even when he wasn't there, part-time musician, full-time energy healer, wore linen like. It was a religion, had a beard that looked like it had been blessed by the moon itself, called everyone dude or soul sister. Once told me my vibe was off because I drank black coffee instead of matcha. And somehow he was still in her life. "Oh, we're just healing our past," she'd say. "We have a deep energetic connection." Sure, and I have a deep connection to my bank account, which she kept overdrawing. I didn't push it. I told myself it was fine, that they were just friends, that I was being paranoid, that maybe I was too rigid, too logical, too boring. But then came the Tuesday, the day everything changed. I was making coffee, same as always. She was meditating on the couch, eyes closed, breathing like she was summoning the spirit of a peaceful otter. Her laptop was open on the kitchen counter, and a notification popped up from Derek, profile picture, kombucha-fueled hipster, message. "Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you. You suspect anything?" Now, most people would have exploded, yelled, cried, thrown the laptop out the window. But I didn't. I just read it. Then I poured my coffee, sat down, waited. 10 minutes later, she opened her eyes, stretched, and said, "I feel so much clearer now." I said, "Cool, so are we in an open relationship now?" "Just curious. I didn't get the memo, and I feel like I should probably update my calendar." She blinked, like her brain had just crashed. "What are you talking about?" she said. I took a slow sip. "Derek seems very happy with how things are going. Wants to know if I've figured it out yet." The color drained from her face, and then the transformation began. The gears started turning. The excuses started loading. She took a deep breath, the kind you take before delivering bad news to a child. and said, "Look, I know this is hard for you to understand, but I've been going through a lot. Derek and I have a deep, energetic connection. There's history there. I've been trying to figure things out, to find my truth." I just stared at her because what she was saying wasn't just an excuse, it was a rebranding. She wasn't cheating. She was on a spiritual journey. I wasn't a betrayed partner. I was an obstacle to her self-actualization. "You're sleeping with your ex-boyfriend," I said, flat as a heartbeat monitor. "That's the fact. The rest is just decorative language you learned from a podcast." She didn't apologize. She didn't cry. She looked at me like I was the one who'd done something wrong. And then she said it. The line, the one that should be carved into a statue of gaslighting somewhere. "Why are you acting like a victim? You knew I was still figuring things out." I didn't respond right away. I let it hang there, because in that moment, I realized something huge. She didn't feel guilty. She felt superior. To her, I was the emotionally stunted one, the one who couldn't hold space for her complexity. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't going to fight for her. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to beg. I was going to leave, and I was going to do it so quietly, so completely, that by the time she realized I was gone, it would be too late. So I stood up. "Thank you," I said. She frowned. "For what?" "For the clarity," I said. "It's a real gift." And I walked out, didn't slam the door, didn't look back, just left. And as I walked to the coffee shop down the street, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. Because for the first time, I wasn't guessing. I wasn't wondering. I wasn't analyzing her tone, her texts, her energy. I had proof. And now I had a plan. She thought I'd come back. Of course she did. In her mind, I wasn't a person. I was a function. I was the one who paid the bills, who remembered the trash day, who bought toilet paper, who didn't make a big deal out of things. I was the stable one. And stable people don't leave. They get upset. They pout. They maybe even sleep on the couch for a night. But they come back. They always come back. So when I didn't answer her texts, she wasn't worried. She was annoyed. First text, "You're being childish. We need to communicate." Then, "I'm trying to hold space for your feelings, but you're avoiding the conversation." Then, "This isn't fair to me. I need you to come home so we can process this together." It was like being scolded by a yoga instructor who just poisoned your smoothie. She genuinely believed I was on a timeout, that I was cooling off, that I'd come crawling back, ready to accept her new terms, her ex in the picture, her figuring things out, her endless emotional labor dumped on me like I was a free therapist with a bank account. But here's what she didn't know. I wasn't coming back. I was already gone, and I was about to make sure she felt it. I called it Operation Decoupling. No drama, no revenge, just removal. The goal, to erase myself from her life so completely, so cleanly, that when she finally turned around, there'd be nothing behind her but silence. And I had the perfect window, her weekend yoga retreat, 2 days in the mountains, realigning her chakras, connecting with her higher self. Translation, 48 hours of no Wi-Fi, no surveillance, no chance to stop me. So I played along. That night, she came home, all soft voice and apology energy. Made quinoa salad, lit a candle, said she wanted to establish healthy boundaries while she was away so she could have the space she needed. I nodded, said I was confused, but wanted to work on us. I was so convincing. I almost believed myself that night. After she fell asleep, probably dreaming of downward dogs and double lives, I opened her laptop. No password, because in her world, privacy wasn't protected by security. It was protected by the assumption that I'd never dare to look. Big mistake. I opened her messages, and what I found, a masterpiece of betrayal. Months of texts with Derek, flirty, explicit, detailed, plans to meet while I was at work, recaps of their nights together. And then, the best part, the comments. About me. "I can't connect with him," she wrote. "He's emotionally constipated. He's too grounded in the material world. My aura is vibrant, his is beige, and my favorite. He doesn't appreciate my spiritual depth. Sent 5 minutes before she asked Derek if he could score her some good stuff for a music festival. Deep. So deep. I took screenshots, dozens of them, saved them. To a flash drive, every lie, every laugh, every plan, a complete archive of her double life. And then I waited. Friday afternoon came. She packed her bag. I helped her, carried her yoga mat to the car, kissed her on the cheek. Cold, dry, meaningless. Have a great time, I said. I hope you figure everything out, she smiled, patted my cheek like I was a well-behaved dog. We'll talk when I'm back, she said. I have a good feeling about us. Then she drove off, patchouli-scented exhaust fumes and all. The second her car turned the corner, Operation Decoupling began. I called Dave and Sam, my ride or die friends. I told them everything the night before. Their reaction, pure, unfiltered rage, followed by delight. This is like a movie, Dave said. We're extracting the hostage. The hostage is me, I said. Even better. We moved fast. Truck already rented. Boxes ready rule. My stuff goes. Her stuff stays. No damage. No drama. Just erasure. We packed my clothes, my books, my coffee machine. Gift from my mom. Non-negotiable. My TV. I had the receipt. Left behind. Her crystals. Her sage bundles. Her half-finished painting of The Color of Sound. Even left her toothbrush in the holder, a tiny pink monument to her lies. By Saturday night, it was done. The apartment was empty, my side of the closet gone, my books gone, my photos off the walls gone. The couch looked lonely. The space echoed. It looked like the place had just given up. And then, phase 2. I drove to a 24-hour print shop, plugged in the flash drive, printed every single screenshot, 30 pages, on glossy photo paper, crisp, clean, professional, slid them into a manila envelope. On the front, I wrote in bold black marker, CLs. Figuring things out, project research notes. Drove back, walked in, placed it dead center on the coffee table, the only thing in the room, a full stop. Then we left, locked the door, drove to my new place, small, bland, mine, ordered 3 large pizzas, turned my phone off, spent Sunday in silence. No texts, no calls, no drama, just me, my coffee machine, and the sweet, sweet sound of nothing. Then, Sunday night, the storm hit, 10 p.m. I turned my phone on. It nearly exploded, 17 missed calls, 8 from friends, the rest from her, and the texts, a perfect timeline of collapse. First, confusion. Hey, just got back. Weird question, but where is all your stuff? Did we get robbed? Then silence. Then, she opened the envelope. Text at 9:25 p.m. How could you do this? You are a sick, twisted psycho. I hate you. 9:28. You invaded my privacy. That's the real betrayal. You went through my things. That's illegal. A cheater doing legal analysis. Iconic. Then, bargaining. You know, I was just confused. It was a mistake. I was always going to choose you. You were supposed to fight for me. You don't just give up on someone you love. Then, midnight, the begging. I'm so sorry. I messed up so badly. The apartment is so empty and scary. Please just call me. I miss you. I love you. I read them all, smiled. Not because I wanted her back, but because I'd been right. She wasn't sorry for cheating. She was sorry she got caught, and even sorrier that her safety net had vanished. She called for 2 days. I let it go to voicemail. On day 3, I decided she'd had enough time to sit in that echoey apartment, staring at those 30 pages of her own words. Time for the final review. She sent one last text. Please, I'll do anything. I typed my reply, slow, precise. Clara, I'm glad my departure seems to have accelerated your figuring things out process. It's clear from the data that my presence was the primary variable complicating your research. You're welcome. On a separate note, you should probably change your Netflix password. Please lose this number. Hit send. Then blocked her, blocked Derek, blocked her on every app. Sat back, sipped my coffee, looked around my quiet apartment. No sage, no crystals, no energy work. Just peace. The project was complete. And for the first time in years, I wasn't just free, I was quiet. And quiet. Quiet is power. Some people need chaos. I needed silence. And now I had it.